Right, so here we have the 3K Solar Wall Light Cam Pro from aosu. It's really cool. Feels fairly weighty, but it's not like too heavy in that. And it seems quite solid, plastic, solar panel on the top. Now I wanted to go through a few things before I set this up in the app. So what they've given us is the camera itself and the solar panel on the top. And then what you can do here is it shows you if you have good visibility with light and that to charge the panel, then mounting it as it is will work fine. So as long as this panel can reach a lot of light, then it's good. If it's under an eave or it's recessed or something where there's not a lot of light, what they've allowed is you can remove this panel and mount it somewhere else, which is quite clever. So what they've done is there's a screw here which you remove with a star screwdriver, which I've done. So that's the little screw there. You take that out, you unplug the solar panel like so, and then you just slide it down. You pop it down like so, and then it lifts off. In fact, you can just get it off there, and it lifts off like that. So now the camera can work like that without the panel on it. And then what you do is you take the cable they've given you, and it's an extension cable basically, and then you pop that in there with a seal. It's got a rubber seal so water doesn't get in. And then this end here you would then plug in to the back of the camera here, and then this extension will allow you to take this panel and mount it further away. Now it's got a little quarter screw inch screw size here, and they've given you the tripod as well, or the little mounting bracket, so you can then put this on a wall or wherever it might be where you can mount it, and then you just mount that on there and face that towards the light or whatever you need to do. So I think that's a really cool feature from aosu, so they thought of that, which is really good. Well done.
Nice.
And then here's the wall mount. So basically you just screw this onto a wall facing up, and then the camera will just slide onto that and click into there, and then this will click into place at the bottom. So that's the mounting. Yeah, so what I'll do now is I'll get the app ready, and then we can start setting up the camera. Now the aosu app is now open. I've got the camera over here. On the side we can see over here where you take this little flap off, there is a reset button, a power button, and an SD card holder, and this can go up to 128 gig SD card, so you can mount that in there. And so what we'll do is we'll switch this camera on, holding down the power button. So I heard a click. There we go. So that's on now, and that blue light's flashing as we can see over there. So that's ready to pick up. So in the app, what we'll do is we'll click on the plus sign at the top, and straight away it picks up a new device. So what I'll do is click add. So now it will look for the Wi-Fi to be connected to that. Now this is 2.5 gigahertz that it needs to be connected to. So just make sure you choose that network when connecting the camera to it. So what I'll do is I'll connect it to the Wi-Fi, and then we'll carry on with the video.
Connecting to your Wi-Fi network. It may take a moment. Please wait for a while.
So as we heard, it's now connecting. So
Save settings successfully.
there we go. So that's quite quick. So that has connected, and we can see at the top that Alexa's also picked it up. So that's successful. So there it is. We've got the name of the device, which is a solar wall light, and we've got the areas where you want to put it in or name it. So that's fine. We'll just leave it as solar wall light cam, so I know it's the wall light, and we'll say done. And then it talks about what it shows. So if you take out the aosu Protect, this is basically a subscription similar to other brands. So I'll just say try later, so we can go back and do that if you want. So here's the solar wall light, which has now been added, and we can see there's some settings which you can choose. So you can see the signal, the battery power. We've got snooze, events, light, and settings. So let's go to settings, and there's the wall light, camera, share device. You can share the device. Light settings enabled. So we've got brightness adjustment. So this light here will come on how bright you want it. You want manual lighting hour is 3 minutes, and then you've also got control with Alexa or Google. So that's good. AI surveillance, this can be set up as well, so you can switch all of these on for person detection, pet detection, all of that kind of stuff. Then detection settings, so we've got motion detection on, and then you've got detect person or detect pets, so it will be a bit more intelligent rather than detecting all, which is over there. So that's also available. So we'll go back. Okay, so then we've got notification settings. Do we want to receive push notifications? Notification each day, immediate mode, so that's straight away. We can get them straight away. And then what notifications do we want? So these are all the different notifications you can have. Then we'll go back. Night vision. So black and white night vision, color night vision, or turn off the infrared light. So these are the different options. This one here will turn the light on so you get color images at night, which is quite cool. Then we can go to aosu Protect. So this was the screen we saw earlier with regards to their subscription. So that's, you can take out any time. Video and audio. So we want 3K Ultra HD. Smooth mode will help with poorer network connection. So just remember that if it's a bit jittery in that, make sure smooth mode selected. Two-way speaker, and yes, we want to record sound. Then battery management. So we can see the battery is 73% so far. Power saving mode. So this will allow for an event to be recorded for a shorter time, only 20 seconds to save on the battery. And then show battery percentage on home cards. We can do that, and then when we go back to home, it should give us, well, if I go back to the home, it should there, 73, so that's now visible. And then we've got scheduled sleep, so you can set up a schedule if you wanted to work during certain times of the day or certain times of the night. You can do it over there. LED status light, so that was that little round light we saw when it booted up. Amazon and Alexa, so that's now bound. About the device, any firmware updates. So there is one, so what I'll do is I'll run that and let that upgrade, and then we can carry on with the video. Okay, so the firmware is done, and we'll go back, quick start, reconnect to Wi-Fi, other settings, or remove device. So those are all the settings there. We can go to the light, and we can see, we turn on the light, you see the light over there coming on, so that's it there, nice and bright. You can turn that off. Events will show anything that's been recorded. Now, I haven't put the SD card in, so it's asking to take out a subscription there. And then snooze, we'll just snooze it. And if we push play, it will go to a live view. So that's me over there. You can hear some of the voice coming through, so it's picking us up. And when you tap on there, you've got speaker, Ultra HD, record, take a picture, or rotate to do full screen. So that's now full screen. So that's available there. And then all those options are available on the screen as well. And you can also switch on the light from here. You can change your voice mode, and you can also record and talk. So that's cool. And that's the same over here. Those are the options there. You can turn on the alarm if you want. And then you've got events again, and then True Sight, which True Sight is also another beta subscription that you need to take out. And then going up here, that takes you back to the settings. So that's virtually everything set up. So I'm going to insert this here. So I've got an SD card. So that goes in there. So that's in. Close that up. And then what I'll do is say local storage. So that's telling us how to put the card in. And then it shows us here the card size and everything. So we want to format the card so it's ready to go. So we'll format that. So it's deleting whatever's on there. And the file format is FAT32, not NTFS. So I'll just let that run, and then we'll continue with the video once it's complete. And that's done. So the card is now ready to record. So we'll click continue. Search for the best position. So there it says recommended camera to be installed 2 to 3 meters above the ground. Install it with sufficient sunlight, as I told you earlier. So detect signal strength. So we can do that. So it's very strong because we are next to the router. Continue. Shows you how to install it. Shows you about removing the panel like I showed you earlier. Continue. AI surveillance. Continue. Share a device. We'll skip that. We won't need to share now. Done. So this is all ready now to set up. So I'll do that, and then we'll see what kind of footage we get from this thing. Looks very cool. So this is where I'm setting up the camera. Now you can see it's quite low to the ground, but that's because I want to track the animals that are coming through here in the evening, where we've got foxes and a badger. So I want to track that badger coming through there. So there's the solar panel and the camera. I'll take those off. So now that's all ready to go. Let's see what we capture. I've been running the camera for a few weeks now, and the footage we saw was of foxes and myself walking and some pets and everything. Now, I wanted to show you inside the app itself over here with regards to the camera. So you can see here it's busy charging. It's got the charging symbol over there, 32%. Now, for the purposes of my video, I did mount it low, but obviously you've got to mount it 2 to 3 meters above the ground. But I wanted to do that to capture the animals and stuff. Now, with regards to going into the events, in the app you can choose this little menu on the side here with these squares to change the view, so you can see how many recordings there were in a day. So this is just today, you can see how many there were. So the solar panel is working quite well to charge the battery. We've had rain, we've had cloudy days, and things like that. And over here you can see at the top you can go to the dates and you can select them like so. And then also there's some filtering options at the top here. So you've got person, pet, motion. So if I push person, it will filter all the ones with person, all the ones with pet, and do that. And if you click all of them, then it will show all of the videos with those in. So that's a nice filtering option there. And then we can go here into the beginning with regards to when it was recording for the day. So there's 4:50 in the morning. So if we press on that one, it will then load that video and play it. So we can see someone's walking past over there. So it did pick up people walking past, walking their dogs or whatever they were doing. And then over here, another video. There's the fox again. So that one's walking through over there. And there he goes. And then some daytime footage over here. We can see that there's people walking past with their dog, so it's triggering like that, and the image is nice and clear, as you can see. And if I go to full screen, I know you've got to press the button, so we go to full screen and we can see how clear that is. It's a very clear, this camera, and the battery life's working well. I'm quite impressed with it, and it works really well. I'm very happy with it. I'm going to move it to another location where it will be higher up, so then obviously we can see more things going on. Here there's quite a lot of night activity going on over here, and then we can go back a bit further, so we can go back to there. We can see the sun over here, so there are a few false triggers sometimes with the sun coming out and the wind blowing, as you can see over here. But other than that, the camera is working really well, and I'm very happy with it. So I just want to say thanks to aosu for sending me this to review. I really appreciate it. The other thing I wanted to show you when viewing a video, what you can do is you can press on the video, and then over here is a little download button, and then you can see it downloading. So that will then be available on your mobile or whatever you're downloading it to, and then you can view it or send it to anyone. So that's cool. And then you've got an option at the top here with the burger menu as well, with the filter and select. So you can select multiple videos, and then at the bottom here, basically it will then allow you to delete them. So there's the option there at the bottom. So there's the delete button, so you press that and it will confirm and say, do you want to delete those videos? So that's also an option over there, and then it shows that's deleted. And yeah, that's everything I wanted to show you about the camera, and I will see you guys in my next review video. Cheers.